Mr. President, thank you. I tell you what, for the last 3 months, I've been calling for a special session. The people in Northwest Georgia, they're going to be mighty excited today because we were in a special session. Mr. President, I called for a special session with such intensity that I was booted out of the majority caucus, now a free and independent agent sitting in the back. Mr. President, it's very disgruntling to me that I call for a special session for 3 months, and that we come to this special session and the proclamation that the governor has given us does nothing to address the concerns that millions of Georgians have in our current state of affairs. You see, Mr. President, people in Northwest Georgia, they don't like thieves. And in 2020, people in my district believe the election was stolen. They're upset that the governor took 19 days to certify the election results, and if it takes that long, then how can you protest when other people agree that maybe the election was stolen? Mr. President, it's one thing to have a difference of opinion of whether an election was stolen or not, but we're in a much darker side of politics now in our state. Because now if you disagree with the political ruling class, you can be held political prisoner. And right now we have a former president and 18 others, even a member of this body, who are facing the rest of their life in prison for questioning an election. Mr. President, we have God-given rights, given to us by God. It's protected by the First Amendment. But Mr. President, the biggest constitutional crisis that our country has ever seen, as the entire world watches our state, we find ourselves in special session and nothing can be done by order of the governor to address these concerns. I was refreshed to hear your pastor, Mr. President, talk about a breath of fresh air, because I think this Senate, I think the Georgia legislature has become stagnant. You know, there's no moderation when we rubber stamp things. Mr. President, I pray for this Senate. I pray for this legislature because we are in a dark time in our society and in our state. Mr. President, if there is injustice in a map, while there's been a primal call for a special session, a Democrat-appointed judge can say special session, and by George, we got one. But Mr. President, if our maps are racist, then let's bring justice to our maps. But let's also bring justice to a stolen election. Let's also bring justice to the 19 individuals who are facing the rest of their life in prison. And I yield back, Mr. President. Thank you.